What's up, YouTube? And I'm back at you with another video. And in this video, I'm just going to talk about the second scrimmage recap and what Nick Saban had to say about it. But if you haven't, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. By doing so, it really helps out my channel and it helps me grow as a content creator. Nick Saban had his press conference and he spoke about the team, and he had some good things to say. For the most part, he said, they made progress. They're making improvements and stuff like that. That's really, really good. He said it's kind of hard to judge, success, because you're going against yourself. On one hand, you'll have maybe the offense doing a good job and the defense may not play as well. But then if the defense plays well, they make you think, is the offense, really that good? So he said they made some good plays, but they also made some real bad plays. And he would like for them to clean that up, going into the scrimmage, the 8A game coming up next week, next Saturday. So, but he said that the team is improving, and that's good news. He said the energy and enthusiasm from the fans from 8A excites, the players, and it excites him. So he would like for everybody to support the team, and I think there's going to be a big turnout this year. 8A game, it seems like Alabama starting over from scratch. So I expect the 8A game to be huge. And Nick Saban was basically saying, he likes the energy when fans come out. So he also said there was a little up and down today. He's saying, like I was mentioning, some of the plays were really good, and then some of the plays were really bad. He said players need to sustain, and try to finish every play. So we got polished up on that, finishing plays and stuff like that. Very, very crucial as a team. And he said sometimes you got to eliminate the bad, before you can, really evaluate how good you are. So it makes sense, how good are we really on this side of the ball versus the other. So very interesting, he expects them to clean that up. On the quarterback play, he said both guys, made good plays. He said they also made some plays where they feel like they could have got back. So, it's a learning experience. Both these guys are going to have a, big job. Whoever gets the job to be able to run the offense. And but he said they're developing some confidence, which is good. You got to have confidence to run the lead a team. Especially on offense. And he said, they're supposed to read and do what they're supposed to do. So they got confidence in what they're doing, and he feel like they're doing what they're supposed to do. So that's good news. One of the guys mentioned, C.J. Dipper. This is the transfer tight end from Maryland. He mentioned he missed some of the spring he had an ankle sprain, but he said he think he's going to be a good player for us. Real, really good player. He said he's capable of performing all three tasks at tight end. So he can block, he can play wide out, he can do it all, as far as, tight ends that traditionally how Nick Saban has used them in the past and how he currently does. And he's just said the tight end room as a whole, they're getting better and are progressing. He's mentioned Danny Lewis. He mentioned Amari Niblack. Amari Niblack is going to be, in my opinion, a really, really good player. He's going to, in my opinion, kind of reminds me of Jaleel Billingsley as far as his frame and the way he plays. So tall, lengthy guy with speed. He also mentioned, Robert Oots. He's been out and everything like that. But he said as a whole, the tight end room is looking real, really good. And that's good news to hear from, Nick Saban. I feel like at times, Nick's, the team hasn't really utilized their tight ends. We had good players, like a lot of good players. Last good tight end that I can think of, we had Cameron too, but we had guys like Irv Smith and, other tight ends, from the past. And, it's just interesting to hear him say that, tight end rooms look good. We all know Tommy Reese is really, really good with tight ends. And Joe Cox is our position coach, and he's doing a phenomenal job. So you got to tip your hat off to him. He said the tight end room has improved, and that's really, really good, He said We had a few more turnovers today on defense. He said they was preaching ball security, to the offense, and he said, if we give up the ball, it's good for the defense, but bad for our offense. We just got to, keep on working on it. So, got to work on, ball security. And he kind of mentioned that about, I think he was mentioning Jalen Miro when he was talking about how good he is and stuff like that. But we all know last season, he had problems, fumbling the ball. But he may not necessarily meant, about, Jalen Miro. But we definitely got to secure the ball. But like I said, good news for the defense. Maybe they're ripping the ball out. So that's good. Last scrimmage, the offense had a pretty good day. So if I'm going off of what Nick Saban is saying, defense had a pretty good day with takeaways. So that's good. That means the team is improving, and ain't one side, has the advantage at this point. So in my opinion, that's good news to hear. He also mentioned Justice Haynes, freshman running back. He said he's having a great spring. That's 2 times in a row where Nick Saban, after both scrimmages, he's talking about Justice Haynes. He's talking about he's really, really good. He's saying he has talent. He got power, speed. He said he's doing a really, really good job. He's been doing it all spring. He basically made it seem like he was saying, for him to be a freshman, he's playing like he's been in college football for a while. And I mentioned in the last video that I know, you can't go off of, footwork and the drills and stuff like that. But Justice Haynes, man, is on a different level. Definitely expect this guy to have an impact for the Alabama Crimson Tide this season. He's definitely going to get some playing time. When you got Nick Saban praising you like that, that means you're really good. So he's really, really good, And he's basically, said you won't even know he's a freshman by the way he's been playing. So Justice Haynes, again, that's twice in a row. So look out for Justice Haynes. Somebody asked about Ty Simpson's ability as a runner, like the plays breakdown. He said Ty Simpson, he's athletic, he can run as well. He said, Jalen is special in that sense that, he got speed, and, we all seen Jalen Miro's speed. He's a faster runner and can take off quicker, more athletic than Ty Simpson. But he said Ty Simpson does it fairly well, run the ball as well. He said he ran a lot in high school, and you check his tape, you can see that he runs a lot. He said the quarterbacks need to understand when it's a good time to run, though. So he's stressing that sometimes they may, when they get flushed out the pocket, they may, take off. So, and then they was doing 2-minute drills, 2-minute situations. Sometimes he said they'll run the ball instead of trying to pass the ball. So we got to get that fixed. We got to get that down pat before the season start, especially in crucial games. It might be a situation where we have to do a 2-minute drill, and we got to be able to know how to manage that. So hopefully we get that, fixed as well. He asked about the leaders on offense. Saban said the line has probably done the best job creating toughness, intangible character, and basically he's saying the O-line, they some leaders out there, and I've been hearing news about the O-line doing a really, really good job. They've been saying in practice when they're talking to the players that they've been physical, and he noted J.C. Latham, Tyler Booker, and the 2 centers, Seth McLaughlin and Darian Dalcourt are creating, that toughness on the team. All starts up in the trenches, guys. O-line, from what I'm hearing, the O-line looking really, really good. That's good news. 2021, we had one of the worst O-lines that Nick Saban had, since he's been there. And it's good news to hear that the O-line is looking good. And he's mentioned that the run game is really good as well. So the O-line, he's doing a phenomenal job. Running backs looking good. Tight ends looking good. Offense is looking really good, guys. And the defense got some turnovers this scrimmage, so that's good news. He also mentioned Kendrick Law. He said he's tough, he's hard-nosed, and he's a play-hard guy all the time. I love that, He think he's going to impact the receiver group. Now, that's two guys that I mentioned. I think Malik Mensa is going to be a guy, but Kendrick Law, when he came in last season, he looked really, really good. So that's good news to hear about Kendrick Law. He was asked about safety Christian Story. He said he's been in the program a long time and knows what he's doing, but he needs to learn with the plan. He needs to learn how to play with a high level of intensity, for the whole game. Consistency. Consistently. So he's noted he got good ball skills and instincts. If you go back and watch the one of those A games, I think it was 2021. I think. If I'm not mistaken, Christian Story picked off one of the quarterbacks. So he definitely got good ball skills. He's definitely going to help that secondary. Definitely going to be a leader back there. There was asked about Jalen Miro's pocket awareness. He said he's made some progress, given that, with his experience, probably playing the game last season. I think one of the things, they're trying to, emphasize with him is, keeping his hands on the ball. And that's what I was mentioning earlier, about Jalen Miro. Maybe he was one of the guys that kind of, maybe fumbled the ball in the scrimmage. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But he's stressing ball security. So we got to hold on to the ball. I don't know if it was Jalen Miro or whoever it was, but we got to, make sure we eliminate, turnovers. It's good, best is our ability. And he was asked about the team, intensity. He said it was a little difficult for them because it was kind of, it was warm weather outside. But he said the guys still tried to fight through it. So that's going to be crucial as well. We're going to be in some environments where it's going to be really, really hot. Namely, I know last year we went to Texas and it was really, really hot. This year we host them, but they got to get ready for the weather because you never know what situation you're going to be in. We got to be battle tested and be able to take the heat. So, but he said the players fought through it and they pushed through it. So good news overall. That's pretty much it what Nick Saban said. Next week, Alabama's going to have 2 practices, Tuesday and Thursday. And then right after that, it's going to be A-Day. I believe it's going to be a huge turnout. I can't wait to see what happens, how both teams look, both the offensive team, the defensive team on both sides, the crimson and the white team. But interesting what Nick Saban had to say. It sounds like the defense had a pretty good day. Like I said, the first scrimmage offense, it seems like this scrimmage, the defense, played better. It's going to be interesting, on A-Day, what they do. But that's all I have. And if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.